World. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you notice it's like a bookworm shirt tonight?
Yes. See, the thing, I didn't want to be like, I mean, it looks very lovely, but I didn't want to seem like all creepy and be like, yeah, I see your bookworm logo. Yes. That's wormy on you. And, yeah, so we'll be having the Poetry Slam March 9th. That'll be going from 6 to 8. The finest spoken word poets in Rockford will be competing. And I might be there too. And then, actually, I'll definitely be there because then afterwards we're having the comedy open mic. And I'll be hosting that. And I might have another special guest host again. Don't know. So come here for the surprise. It'll be like finding out who shot JR. Because I'm sure they're gonna kill too. Although I guess technically JR lived, but you know. But at least it'll make you go blind like Bobby. That's my point. It'll cause some sight impairment. Also, that reminds me, if you're gonna have any blended drinks. Yeah, last call for blended drinks. Because once this train gets rolling, there's no stopping unless you put a penny on the tracks. Also, we want to let you know we appreciate you supporting local business. This is for the left wingers. We tell you, this is the alternative to the big evil corporations. To the right wingers, these are the job creators.
Yeah.
And they really do create a lot of jobs because all the ingredients and as much of the machinery as they can buy is local. So they really are investing in the community. So pretty much everything you're eating, everything you're drinking is coming back in the community. Also, I'm sure you've noticed there was no cover at the door. However, these good people have traveled a long way, so we do have a donation cup right here. So please feel free to we already have a donation in there. Cool. So please feel free to fill it. Normally we don't want you to run the comedy show unless it's to come drop some money in there. We're kind of like strippers in that way, except we won't rub our titties in your face. I might. I probably will, unless you tip me. I'll probably rub my titties in your face. Give a good old motorboat. See, we got one young lady who's already very enthused at the thought. Yeah, but
that was too rich.
Man, it's been an interesting couple of weeks in politics. I don't usually like to start out with political stuff, but it's just some stuff is so hard to ignore because there are a few things I think that Congress and people in Washington should be debating. They should be asking questions like, how are we going to fix the economy? How are we going to bring gas prices down? How are we going to create more jobs? How are we going to bring the troops home from Afghanistan? Instead, they're asking, how many politicians can we fit inside a woman's vagina? And I don't know. And he's determined to find out. Don Manzul, where are you? Dick Durbin. They don't call you Dick for nothing. No, but it's just I find it very interesting that the party of small government wants to pass a mandate that in certain states where if a woman wants to get an abortion, first she has to get a camera and all sorts of mechanical equipment crammed into her vag, which is very ironic because often abortions are the result of a mandate. And please, and I don't want to sound like I'm necessarily trying to defend abortion, because that's a very difficult issue. And really, when it comes to abortion, I'm a big vagina. Okay, it's not one I usually address. But I will say, so it's not so much. I'm not trying to defend abortion, but I'm trying to defend vaginas because they are beautiful things. What do people? What's that? No. That's why you lick it clean for me. Dirty girl, dirty girl. Yeah, I know. I believe in being versatile. That's all I'm saying. Love is a two-way street. That's my point. And no one packs a strap on like K-Tie RoboCock 3000 will just brings a tear to my eye, a tear of joy. And then on the other side of that whole reproductive debate was with the birth control. And at first Obama said that all employers, even if they're Catholic, should have to provide birth control. And then he recognized that he overstepped his bounds and kind of pulled back a bit on that. But I love the reaction when Mike Huckabee, this Republican pundit / evangelist, came out and said, when it comes to the debate on birth control, we are all Catholics. That blew my mind. So really? We're all Catholics now? Not every employer I know is Catholic, but I'll tell you what group of people is. Every illegal alien I have ever met in my life, with the exception of one Scandinavian chick, has been Catholic. Okay, so when Mike Huckabee's fellow Republican partiers were talking about deporting illegal aliens and even electrocuting illegal aliens, why weren't we all Catholic then? What happened there? Yeah. No, but we're coming up on the tail end of Black History Month. So I worked as a teacher for several years. I still work with kids, and I find it very interesting. I always hear someone. I was always one idiot who says, "What's up with this Black History Month? Can't black people just get over slavery?" And to me, that's fucked up, because it's a terrible thing that happened in our history we need to learn from. It's kind of like when we talk about the Holocaust. What's the famous slogan you always hear? We must never forget, right? We must never forget. Absolutely. Terrible tragedy. We must learn from it, learn from history so we don't repeat those mistakes. I mean, terrible how the Jewish people were just taken and rounded up and tortured for 10 years. But if you think about it, the transatlantic slave trade lasted for 300 years. So that's like 30 Holocausts, okay? And I know not everyone likes to read history books, but let me put it in these terms for you. If you go down to Family Video, okay, Roots is like about 5 DVDs longer than Schindler's List. No, really it is. You should check it out. I know. Maybe I started out the night going a little too deep. I know. You know, not really what you expect from a guy that looks like the result of a civil union between the lead singer of Slayer and Captain Caveman. Captain Caveman!
Woo! Yeah!
I want some happier topics. Sex. Everyone likes sex, right?
Yay!
Right? No? Yes? Maybe? It's okay, Joe. I'm not necessarily mean with each other, not with the person you came with. Just in general. Do people here like? Maybe not. All right. Everyone got a favorite position, right? Anyone want to volunteer their favorite position?
Doggy style.
Woo! Doggy style, yes. You see, Thomas likes doggy style. Me, I like squirrely style. I like it when the young lady puts both my nuts in her mouth. That's the beautiful stuff right there. Some people practice the time-honored tradition of sodomy, named after the biblical land of Sodom and Gomorrah. And that makes me wonder, if that was named after Sodom and Gomorrah, then does that mean that fisting comes from the Punjab region of India? Punjab!
Wow.
And gentlemen, let me tell you, you got to take care of the ladies. You got to make sure that they stay satisfied. And sometimes, you know, the first time you might get a little excited, might pop a little early, and then, you know, you're busy apologizing. But no, don't worry with apologies. Actions speak louder than words. Just keep going. And then on that second time, you make her scream like a banshee. And that's what I call picking up a spare. Perfect 7-10 split. And I gotta say this, but we gotta be fair about it, okay? Women, y'all gotta quit complaining though we don't take time to find your G-spot. Because men got a G-spot too. It's called a prostate gland. And I guarantee you that there's a lot more of us willing to find your G-spot than there is you willing to find our G-spot. Punjab! So speaking of loving relationships, this next act that's coming up, they are, see, we like to give back to the community. So we're going to offer some free relationship, marriage counseling, whatever you'd like to call it, and also deal with a variety of issues, interpersonal issues. And this is a very interactive part. So if you have any questions about relationships, what we can do to spice up your sex life, about anything really about life, please feel free to ask these next two lovely ladies. Please welcome to the stage, Not So Shabby!